Hey everyone, it's Artorius here again with my Atlas Earth update for the last few months. So, as some of you probably were aware, I've been pretty busy with mostly Nevada, but I went to Idaho a few times these last few months, and I actually finally got to my parcel goal in Nevada, 8,192 parcels. That's my current goal for Idaho, of course, and Utah. Well, Utah, I shot way past that a while ago. Um, yeah. So basically, what happened, unfortunately, like I thought of that parcel goal after I was already at like 10,000 or 12,000 parcels in Utah, and before they removed the parcel selling feature, I put as many parcels as I could get to for sale. Like put them up for sale, and I only ever had a few people out there that bought any of my parcels. And so sadly, it wasn't enough to take me back down to that goal. And then they removed the parcel selling feature. So it was like, screw it. And I just went to the next Power 2 16,384, which I was really hoping to stay at. But it wasn't this last trip to Nevada, but the one before, and went to Wendover last month. For whatever reason, the game thought I was on the Utah side of Wendover. So it's that East Wendover, Utah. So I was in my hotel room. I started buying parcels, and it was, mind you, a hotel casino, which those of you who may not know, gambling is completely, it's 100% prohibited here in Utah. We have no lotteries and we have no casinos in Utah. Like literally no gambling is allowed. The closest thing to that, I did hear of a what's it called? I guess a gaming center here in Utah. It's called All In Gaming, where they teach you how to play like, I don't know if I don't think it includes like slot machines. Like I don't think they have any tricks for that. But they'll teach you how to play like different card games, I guess like poker and blackjack and stuff. But the way they get around Utah's gambling prohibitions is instead of betting money, you bet points. And so what you do is you'll go there and you basically buy X amount of points. I'm not entirely sure how uh, the different like point packages they might have, but so you basically buy points and you bet those points. And so since you're unable to win actual money, you'd win like points instead. And so that sort of gets around the gambling laws basically. But then so they'll teach you how to play some of those card games if you don't know how. And then that way when you go to a state that actually allows gambling, then you can test your luck there for actual cash. Um, but other than that, an Atlas Earth, if you want to sort of consider it a gamble to some degree, I mean, definitely the way players like Stealth, King of Queens, and I have played in open boosters, that's definitely a gamble. Not gonna lie there, but and that's honestly that's probably one reason I like Atlas Earth is because this is like the closest thing I have to gambling that I'm allowed to do in Utah. So, yeah, that and some of my goals, of course. But, anyway, so I'm glad I finally got to my goal in Nevada. Um, I think for future trips to like Nevada, what I'll probably do is um I'll like upgrade like a parcel, one or more, maybe one, somewhere between 1 and 4 parcels. I'll upgrade whenever I go to another trip. And then in the meantime, for like Idaho, I'll keep buying parcels. Um, until I get to my goal, and then like with Nevada, once I get to my parcel goal in Idaho, I'll just upgrade parcels. Um, and then as for what happened with Utah, where I'm way past my goal, and especially now with that freaking screw up the game had, it's like really weird because like um I was, when I was in my hotel room, like, and I started buying parcels, like, so I like bought one parcel, right? And then I check my parcel count, the state parcel count in Nevada, and I'm like, so back then I had 48 parcels, like 4,848 in Nevada when I was first starting. And so I like bought one, and I was like, it's not changing, that's weird. And like it's happened before where the there's a little bit of lag in the game servers. And so I thought this is what that was. I was like, oh, it's just lagging a bit, so maybe it'll pick up. And so then I buy like 10 more parcels or something, and I'm like, okay, that's really weird. Why is it still not updating? Like, I don't get it. And so like I hadn't even checked the where it was saying I bought the parcels at that point. And so I stopped for a moment to check out what's going on. I bought another parcel, and then I decided, okay, let's look at what it's saying. And so where it shows you, how much money you earn per second, like on that screen, I saw it said I bought a parcel in Wendover, Utah. I'm like, no, you freaking game, you just screwed things up for me. And so what I ended up doing, I had to walk um from, what is it, Montego Bay. I guess according to the game, for whatever reason, Montego Bay Casino is like sitting right on the border between Utah and Nevada. And I mean, it's pretty close to the border. I'm not going to say it's not. It's like, but but still, it's on the Nevada side. Like, gambling's illegal in Utah. So there's no way the casino can be on Utah's side at all. And so it's like, and well, I mean, I sent a message to support, and unfortunately, they told me there's nothing they could do about it. They're like, we understand this is frustrating. You traveled all this way, hoping to get parcels in Nevada, and you didn't, like, initially. So yeah, I had to walk a little further. I went from the Montego Bay's casino to I think it was Rainbow first, and I started buying some more parcels around there. Um, and oh god, I remember. Well, and I mean, unfortunately, I got there pretty late, but I think it was like maybe, I want to say it was like 4 p.m. uh Pacific Daylight Time, and I remember going to bed at like 3 a.m. because unfortunately, with the whole you can only buy one parcel at a time thing and the stupid animation that they won't let us disable, um, like, I mean, I know that for when you're just buying like 2 parcels, 10 parcels, it's not a big deal. But when you're buying a ton of parcels, like when you're doing something like this, when you're buying like, you know, it it can take a while. Like, I think from what I calculated, it's like it takes about 8 to 10 seconds to buy a parcel now. It's like, because at least for me, what I see when I buy one, it's like a little loading wheel that takes about 2 seconds or so. So that it swaps to the parcel animation. And that whole animation now takes about 6 seconds or so. Because of the, when they show you how much rent you make per second, that added a little bit to that. And so let's just say that in total it takes about 10 seconds, right? So if it takes about 10 seconds, that means you can only get about 6 parcels per minute, right? And that's like if you don't miss nonstop. I mean, you'd have to buy a parcel like nonstop every, click through the screens quickly to do it. So somewhere between maybe 4 or 6 parcels a minute, if you count all the delays from the intermediate steps. I mean, there's 60 minutes in a hour. Like, that's what, like, let's say 6 parcels per minute. At 60 minutes per hour, that's only like about 360 parcels, give or take, that you can get in an hour. Now, I don't remember the exact number, but 48, 48. Let me actually do the math real quick. You know, let's see. $48. Okay, yeah, 3,344. That was how many parcels I was hoping to buy that first trip to Nevada. 3,344. And because of how long it took, and I mean, I did want to get a bit of sleep, so I ended up going to bed at about maybe 3:15 a.m. or something that next day. And so I didn't even get to finish. Like, I had to go again so that I could actually finish. And then, unfortunately for me, I wasn't even completely done with the monthly challenges yet. And my last trip to Nevada unfortunately hit on a super minigame Saturday. And I was able to do most of the minigames throughout that day. But in the middle of me buying parcels, they threw, God, what was it? I think it was a golf event. And I was like, dang it, there's just bad timing. And so I went and did the 20 rounds real quick. And I was contemplating whether or not I wanted to do them again. But I think I had like one I was like on the very last monthly challenge stamp. So I was like, you know what? I think I'm close enough that I can finish the monthly challenges. So I decided to give up that last golf mission Because it was going to be another, do 20 rounds of golf. I was like, I'm not going to have time for that. I was just afraid I was going to end up having to stay up super late again to finish buying all those parcels. So I gave up that last one and just bought parcels like crazy still. And thankfully, I finished before going to bed. I think it was I actually recorded it and somehow I still remember it was like 11:25 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time when I bought my 8,192nd parcel. So, I was pretty excited about that. And yeah. And then I got to go to Idaho again a few days ago. And actually, as some of you may not know, but I was able to become governor of Idaho. Like, I want to say it was early June, probably within the first week or so of June. And lucky for me, the guy I took it from, I think his name's like Teabagger or something. He's got some numbers on there. He didn't actually fight me for it. And so I got even further past him this last time I went, so that's kind of cool. I do feel for him because I wasn't trying to take over Idaho. I'm just trying to get to my goal, and I just so happened to be able to buy enough parcels to shoot past him. So, yeah, I mean, if he takes it back one of these days, I'm not gonna be like too sad about it. But yeah, hopefully I keep it long enough that it can at least help me get my parcel goal in Idaho. And again, yeah, once I get that parcel goal in Idaho, it's just gonna be upgrade a few parcels whenever I visit. Now, I do remember shortly after they introduced LPUs, I remember asking support about allowing us to either upgrade a parcel at random, where it's like, you can pick your LPU, and then you just say, hey, I want to upgrade a random parcel, say in my case, say in Nevada, and you can pick like the rarity of the parcel you want to upgrade, and so then it can just, if you want to upgrade a common, it could just pick a random common parcel that I have in Nevada, and it would upgrade it for me. Either something like that, or where you go on the map inside the web app and you pick one of your parcels there, and it can tell you the rarity of the parcel you picked before you upgrade. Personally, I think the random, where it just picks a random common or rare, whatever you pick, would be better. Just because it'd be easier to use, in my opinion. Than having to scroll through the freaking map and finding which parcels you're. Of course, they could improve the web app by adding like a, scroll to next group parcels. Or like maybe it could just like hide all unclaimed parcels. And so only the parcels that show up are parcels you own. They could maybe do something like that. But anyway, like remote parcel upgrades, I do remember asking support of Atlas support about that, and they weren't against it. But they did say that, well, it was the first iteration of upgrades, so um, they weren't gonna have that quite yet. Which, I mean, it's fine, I guess. Like, we've waited long enough for landmarks and auctions, standard parcel auctions, that I don't think it's gonna kill us to have to wait a little longer for like remote parcel upgrades. But I am looking forward to them releasing that at some point. And so yeah, um, as far as this game goes, my earnings, thanks to my last few trips to Nevada and my last trip to Idaho, I am now at, let's see, if I run ads all day, I'm basically 10 cents away from $12 a day. Which brings me up to about a little under $84 a week. Now that's just my normal earnings. And with SRBs, that's shy of $400. So I could very easily get about $500 now by the time I get to an SRB. At least, if not more. Which is kind of nice because, well, it's really nice. Because up until recently, SRBs have like only been able to give me about $512 a month. Now, part of that may be because whenever I'll go to like Nevada or Idaho, it's not always timed perfectly. And so, if I'm there and it happens to be like somewhere in the middle of the month where we don't have like a A/B conversion event, it's like if I convert all of the cash I've accrued, then I don't get the extra bonus ABs for the conversion events. So that kind of screws me up a little. But every now and then I get to go around the same time as a conversion event. So, which is nice, but it doesn't always happen. And so that just complicates things a little bit. But now, thankfully, that means I've essentially doubled how much I'm going to get out of this game, which is nice. Because, for one, it'll make it easier now to recover, like, the money that I spend on this. And so, like, for example, I'm planning on, whenever I go to Idaho, to spend, like, maybe $1K. Because now that I know that I'm getting about $1K from this game, at least, it's like a net loss. Like, I spend the money, but I'll get it back. And so I just do that a few times and I'll get to 81.92 eventually. Plus, if I take advantage of the of some of the AB conversion events, that'll help even more. And so I might just do that instead of cashing out too much. I mean, I'll try to cash out once in a while. I don't want to not cash out. But it's still nice to be able to get more free ABs every now and then. So I kind of want to have a balance of like cashing out a little while also converting. just so I can make it to my goal ASAP. But and that'll be nice because once I get to 8,192 parcels in Idaho, like, then from then on, cash out, and and then yeah, just start planning out the big things that I want to do with this. So yeah, but yeah, I mean, I'm glad I finally got through with Nevada, pretty much. It's just Idaho, and whenever the heck we can finally sell some parcels, hopefully enough people can bid on some of my stuff here in Utah, and then I could use those extra ABs to, if I go to Cali again or Hawaii, I'll have a ton of ABs to buy more parcels there. So it won't really hurt me all that much. But yeah. That's it for now, guys. Thanks again for watching. Thank you very much for your support. Please subscribe if you haven't yet. And talk to you later. Take care.